It's Week 18 of the NFL.
And coming up, we'll see the electric Jaden Daniels. He's now at not 3,000, not 4,000, but a 5,000-yard season after his last game. It's the Commanders and the Bears, and it's coming
What
right
better
up
way to start off the
EA
afternoon than with some
Sports.
football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. One final time this regular season. As always, joined by Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott as we get ready to put a bow on what has been an outstanding 18 weeks of football.
And for 14 lucky teams across the NFL, Kate, this isn't the end for them. This is their last chance at a tune-up before they play on into the postseason chasing that Super Bowl ring. But for the other 18, this is it. Their final chapter. Their final chapter in a story to take the field until September rolls around.
Cairo Santos out for the opening kick. And we're off and running from Landover. Fielded at the 7. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
That's a loss last week, Kate, that he wears. He's worn it all week long, and I know he isn't the only guy out there. There's 11 on the side on every play, but a couple of interceptions, he's going to hold himself accountable. A lot of work's gone into making sure this week's game is an improvement on that.
Tight end reels in the shallow throw, and they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. Second down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Forced out to his right. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
The Commanders ready for the punt. And he'll punt it away to end a disappointing opening drive. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. No return on that punt. And it's going to be Bears football. So here come the Bears as they get set for their debut series. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
Some tough luck last week for this quarterback, Kate. 2 touchdowns, the 1 interception, and you just know the way it works. These coaches love to tell us they always think about the losses. They sting way more than the wins. It's the same thing with the quarterback. He's not thinking about the touchdowns. He's thinking about correcting that interception and knowing right here he's got to play some clean ball.
Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on second down. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Komet brings it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear.
Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. Touchdown, Chicago. The Bears drive 80-plus yards and take a 6-0 lead. It's a Roma Dudes a touchdown. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Santos connects on the point after. And the Bears will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And he's one final strong week away from finishing as the NFL's leader in passing yards for this season. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard, well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. From the gun, it's Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. That's a 9-yard pickup, and it gives him a 3rd and 2.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 2.
Another carry for Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense that just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
On now comes their punter. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. Got 46 on his first punch, and this one's pushing a little more distance. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. Call that a 64-yard punt officially. And they'll get ready to go on offense. From the gun, it's Tracy. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First down, and they go right back to him. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
Going to the ground again on first. And he works this to the 38 before going down. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Has the connection to Odunze. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Williams will look to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Rome Odunze, the intended receiver. So they're going to have to evaluate things now on 4th and short. They run. Here's Tracy. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
These running backs love getting into the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Flushed out of the pocket. He's going to keep it this time.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
On the handoff, this is Tracy. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5. Williams from the gun. This one's caught. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Tracy has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
Back-to-back runs, stop short, and now it leaves him with a big 3rd and goal. Out of the pistol, Williams. Bale, and he has the Chicago touchdown! The Bears get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Caleb Williams, the touchdown! Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist, and you got to be an artist that can create when things break down, and that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Commanders are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And you want your quarterback to, number 1, find ways to score for your offense. You always tell me that, Brock. But also, he's done it more than just through the air for them. That last drive, a notable touchdown for him on the ground for the season. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 38-yard line.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Got Sinnott. It's complete. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. The Bears into the nickel for 3rd down. Man in motion here. 3rd down give to Robinson. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That's a short gain of 1. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
An option give to Robinson. This is ahead for about 5. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
That's McLaurin on the quick slant. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now Daniels off the play action. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. They manage 22 on the rip and a 1st down. So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of the 1st quarter. It's a 2-score game early. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Commanders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Throwing from the gun. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Again, Daniels to the air. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. To throw, Daniels. It's taken in by Sinnott. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow. You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Return starts at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Bears and Roma Dunze headed back out on offense. And they've had a real connection looking his way in our opening half. Seems pretty clear that he's the one the coverage is going to have to adjust to and start slowing down. First down, Williams. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Working from the gun, Williams has his man. It's a Dunze. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. A give to Tracy up the middle. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Stop for no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and 2.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
On 4th down, it's Torrey Taylor on for the Bears to punt this away. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. Fair catch made a little beyond the 20-yard line. The Commanders and Brian Robinson Jr. running back on now. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting 2nd right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Staying with Robinson.
Brian Robinson, ball carrier.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Defense showing blitz. Daniels dumps it off to his running back. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Daniels back to throw. Finds his target, Robinson. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Punt team on the field. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Bears are going to take over deep in their own territory. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A handoff to Tracy. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. That was Jonathan Allen on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They go right back to Tracy. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7. To throw is Williams. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Here's Williams. Completed here to Komet. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Williams on the play action. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Commanders take over on his 5th interception of the season.
That's so cool. He really did it all for him, didn't he? First he forced the turnover, and then he set them up in a better spot with a really nice return. Yeah, he had designs on doing the scoring for him, too. One more move, and he might have broken it for 6.
The Commanders set to take over. And that interception has set them up beautifully inside the red zone. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. This throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss is really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
And he's in for the touchdown. The Commanders parlay the interception into points. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. They broke out the design run for him there. Coach just tells him, hey, Brock, hey, QB, do your thing, get us 6.
Yeah, and these offensive coaches love this play, and defensive coaches hate it, Kate, because it really gives you an extra hat, right? An extra number when your QB's got the athleticism, got the legs, got the instincts to go run it in for 6. A defensive nightmare, an offensive touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Bears and Tyrone Tracy are running back on now. And coming off the interception, a good chance to reestablish some momentum as they get set. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
You just feel this defense starting to come alive, don't you, Kate? Got their first turnover last time out. Now they put their first sack on the board. In big plays on that side of the ball, well, they can come in bunches. Defense sure hopes to keep this faucet going, and the offense wants to turn the spigot off immediately.
Another try following the sack. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it. Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Fair catch, but we can see both a flag and a punter on the ground. Let's see if this is a call for 5 or 15 yards. Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a 1st down.
Automatic 1st down.
This drive should have been over, partner, but running into the punter gives him new life and this 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home with that sack.
No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Brought in right side by Moore. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. Well, most drives should end right there, but they beat the defense and convert on 3rd and 17.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Williams to throw on 1st. Pass cut by Tracy. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that 1st down because you call a screen on 1st, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, the defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Gotta figure out this 3rd down here. Now Williams. He's got him. That's Tracy. And he's brought down for a loss.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. This punt out of bounds on the fly. We're waiting for the mark. Looks like they're going to say it's short of the 30. The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
2nd down and 10. Daniels. Throw complete to Sinnott. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Kevin Byard there to bring him down. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and is so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target.
So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. The Bears going on offense here late in the half. And we're down inside a minute to play in the half, but that's enough time to get a drive together. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Commanders take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
The Commanders head out now late in the first half. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. On 1st down, here's Daniels. Got a man, Robinson has it. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. The Commanders take a timeout, they're first. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. And they send a man in motion. From the gun, it's Daniels. Catch is made in close. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders get some late points and the lead. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your 2nd read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
That one splits the uprights. And the Commanders push their lead to 3. The Commanders kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Kadarius Toney now to return it. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Their offense headed out now. Not much time left before the half. And normally they'd need this out, Brock, but facing such a small deficit, good chance they try to get a field goal here before the break. Has his man, it's Tracy. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Play made by Deron Payne. Out of the pistol, Williams. Got a man, Uzama has it. And he'll get it up to the 44. Timeout Chicago. It uses its 2nd. 1st down, Williams. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. And even on on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he loved to know the tendencies of a defense. In third and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass on a fourth down instead.
At their own 14-yard line.
Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. So we're halfway through this final week of the regular season. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And it's the Cowboys who are out in front. Dak Prescott has thrown a touchdown pass. From Motown, let's head across Lake Erie to Buffalo. See what's going on with the Bills. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. Kendrick Bourne, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. As you can see the score there in the second quarter. Devontae Smith, a touchdown reception. We were treated to a fine performance in the first half from the Heisman Trophy winner, Jaden Daniels. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I expect to see more of the same after the break.
Tony now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Bears and Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Williams. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Williams from the gun. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Azeez Ojulari getting there for the tackle. And for the Commanders, a 5th defensive back out there. They're going nickel on 3rd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And his touchdown, another one for him this season as he continues to sit among the NFL's best at punching it in himself this year. They'll motion him out of the backfield. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Got Sinnott. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Daniels on 1st down. It's taken in by Sinnott. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
At the 45-yard line.
Again, Daniels to the air. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Hit made by T.J. Edwards. 3rd down, 1 yard to go.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Out of the gun, Daniels. Short pass brought in. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. It's a meager 2-yard gain, but that's enough to award them the first down.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll throw it again. Complete out to the right. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They're set up at the 35 now. First and 10, a run to Robinson. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Shotgun snap, a give to Robinson. And he's going to get this to the 29 before he's stopped. The rookie out of Alabama, there on the tackle. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Daniels now. Finds his target, Robinson. And he'll head out of bounds after a short gain.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that'll double their lead to 6.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Chicago getting set to take the field now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, here's Williams. Completed over the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Chicago first down. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. Across midfield to the 45. And he works this down to the 41. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks. 1st and 10 from the 41. Working from the gun, Williams. That throw finds Komet. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. It was Mike Sanders still on that stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
This is Tracy. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Aziz Ojulari getting there for the tackle. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Here's Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That's sack number 2 for this guy, and we've got plenty of game left for him to keep wrecking it. And this is where offensively now you've got to do something. You got to make an adjustment. You got to slide to him. You got to chip to him, because this defensive end has been a nightmare.
Chicago brings out the punting unit. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Running back sent in motion. On 1st down, here's Daniels. Got a man, Robinson has it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 11. That's complete. He got the feet down, but he goes out right at the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Daniels throwing on third. Flushed out of the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Their punter making his way out now. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. Here's Tracy. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. And that hit stops him in his tracks. It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain. And now they're just inches short for 3rd down. To throw, Williams. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a Bears 1st down. Running this with Tracy. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 now. Finds a man right side. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commander's territory. 3rd and just 2 to go. Williams on the play action. Has his man, it's Tracy. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's a Chicago 1st down. A tight end in motion now. It's Tracy on the carry. He still has room inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 25. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Bears 1st down. He finds him right side. Touchdown, Chicago. And with that score, he's reached a benchmark he's long had his eye on. 30 touchdowns in one season. And he's going to come away pleased with how well he has played to put up that kind of number this year. Santos now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bears take the lead on that successful kick. Santos has it all teed up and ready to send this away. Fielded at the 7. And look at this return. And an excellent return here sets them up almost at midfield. The home teams back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. From the gun, it's Robinson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Kate, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Cut near the goal line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. Robinson will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here.
A loss of 6 brings up 2nd and goal at the Bears' 8-yard line.
Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. It's Commanders football, and they'll get to work, coming into the quarter trailing. Another snap from the 8 here. It's 2nd and goal. And he's going to take it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders take a 4th quarter lead. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon. That is a gold star effort by the defense. First and foremost, you got to defend against the run on this short of a field. To do that and adapt in time to force an incompletion, that's a win-win.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. Tony now to return it. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Williams set to pass. He completes it in traffic. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Williams from the gun. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. To throw is Williams. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
As we're into the 4th quarter, we know this. We know that money down could not be any more important than right now. Both sides are certainly fatigued. You feel it in both their play. But battling through what's been a physical contest all game long, going to be the key here down the stretch.
Fair catch calling for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
It may not show up as much on the old stat sheet, just a short little QB run, but what that does, Kate, is so important. Keeps that defense honest, and in particular, those defensive linemen, those cleats in the ground, they're not just coming after you in the pocket. Now they've got to think about you as a runner as well.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. On the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Here's Robinson up the middle. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
From the 47, complete, it's McLaurin. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bears territory. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Now Daniels to throw. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it's going to be 2nd down. Again, Daniels to the air. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Has him on the quick hitter. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. 16 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st. Running left is Robinson. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Motioning one of the tight ends. Out of the gun, Daniels. Catch is made in close. And that play is brought to a halt, so they're going to say at the 5-yard line. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And 4th and 4 coming up. For the 3rd time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a 1-score ball game.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the 4th quarter when it really matters.
Tony now to return it. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. The Bears offense now heads back out to the field. And the open lanes, the beautiful windows that he no doubt dreamt about before this game, Brock, well, they just haven't been there. It's almost like the defense challenged itself between the pass rush and the secondary. Who could make more big plays here?
Yeah, you're talking about the difference between the practice field and then the reality of this game. Sacks, interceptions. And while we won't be the final judge on which area this defense has been the biggest winner, we do know who the loser's been, the quarterback, who's had to deal with an excellent defensive showing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Tracy once more. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Chicago first down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. From the gun, it's Tracy. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Just a couple on the pickup there, so back-to-back runs leave him with a 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Williams. He puts some power on a deep one left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
He put too much juice into that one. It lands in the end zone. We're bringing things out to the 20-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. An option give to Robinson. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Commanders will have a first. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
Staying with Robinson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
These edge defenders in the league today, Kate, they've got so much on their list to do. A huge to-do list. They got to get to the passer, they got to set an edge, and they got to stop that run game, not just on the end of the line, but in that case, right in the middle of the field.
Henry on the catch. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Now Daniels off the play action. Escapes the pocket. And this one does not go far.
That's just the case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Finds his target, Robinson.
That defense, it'll give up that completion every time. They don't just like it, they love it. Because it creates a fun little race between everybody coming downhill to go make that tackle, or in this case, run him right out of bounds.
Oh, he lost the football! And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery.
You know what? Everybody on the field is going to make mistakes. The key is to clean that up as quickly as he can. Ball carrier loses possession, but he doesn't panic and lose composure. Instead, well, he hops on the ball and he saves the day.
And this looks like it got just inside the 20 as it flew out, and indeed it did. They're putting the ball at the 19-yard line. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Williams to throw on first. Completed over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. 2nd and 3 now. On the handoff, this is Tracy. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. It's a gain of 4 there. And that's good for a Bears first down. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Bears 8 points behind. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Setting up to pass. He's got him. That's Tracy. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. But there were chances to make up for it.
Couldn't find DJ Moore on that throw. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Now to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. Throwing now. And to force it on 4th, and it's intercepted. And the Commanders make the play that should win them this game. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down and distance, you're not running it, right? Too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
The Commanders all set to regain possession. That defensive stand might have been the final effort needed to seal away the victory, Brock, but can't quite take off the pads just yet. Offense has to finish this one out.
Yeah, a few things here, Kate, to keep in mind, right? You got to slow the game down as a quarterback. Take every second off the clock. If you're handling the ball, you guard it with your life, and you make sure your defense doesn't come on the field again. They just did their job. Now you got to do yours.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another carry for Robinson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Robinson on the inside give. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. A familiar sight in this contest, Brock. He's out there again for another field goal try. It's on the right hash for this 39-yarder. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
The best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And when they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. And his production is carried over into this 2nd half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they've placed upon him. First down, Williams. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
Has his man, it's Odunze. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. On the move, headed right. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Out of the gun, here's Williams. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Now throw in the direction of DJ Moore. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. To throw. And that pass is dropped. Fitting. That would be their final play of the game as we've reached the end of this one. So score this as a win for the Commanders. And they end the season on a great note, Brock, with a W in the final chapter of this year's campaign. So for Brock Eward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders, as with that, we sign off from D.C.